Hi, I'm Jamie Markle, publisher of Northlight Books, and I'm here today with artist Margaret Peot, author of Alternative Art Journals. Good afternoon, Margaret.
Hi, Jamie.
So, Margaret, how did you become interested in art?
Well, when I was a little girl, I had three things I wanted to be. I either wanted to work at a photomat booth in the Kroger parking lot, or, because it was cute and little, or I wanted to be a famous racehorse trainer, or I wanted to be an artist. And I don't know if I ever actually really decided on one of those, but I think maybe the other two fell away, and I just kept with drawing and working on my art things.
Well, I think you made a good choice.
Thanks.
So, tell me a little bit about your educational background. How did you sort of, develop your artistic skills?
I went to school at Miami University, and I studied fiber arts and painting. And that segued into I always worked in the theater. I would always go and work in the theater department, painting scenery and helping out. And so that transitioned into my coming to New York, and I painted scenery for a while, and then I started working for the costume shop. I never took printmaking, but I think because I paint all day long with colors and brushes, I wanted to do something in my studio that wasn't color and brushes. So I do woodcuts as my primary work, and also my journaling and drawing.
Interesting, very fascinating. Are there related careers that have led you down the path you lead today?
My mother told me that I told her that I was going to be an artist until I was 40, and then I was going to be a writer. And it seemed to have kind of worked out that way, but I did not remember this until I told her I was writing, and she mentioned this. So I think that I love books, I love reading, I love pages and text. So I think that's what led me here.
So bookmaking sounds like the perfect blend between the writing and the art.
It really is. Well, I had always wanted to make a book. So of course my first idea is, when I decided I wanted to publish a book, is I went to the Center for Book Arts and learned to actually physically make a book. And my friends laughed at me and said, you don't actually have to know how to make the physical book in order to have a book published. But for me, I needed to know how books are arranged and how it works and the cover, and I needed to be involved with the physical object. So,
how long have you been an artist? And do you do other things for a career besides making your prints?
I've been working professionally in New York as an artist for 25 years, but I feel like I've been an artist since I could pick up a pencil. My career is I paint costumes for Broadway shows and dance, the circus, ice shows. I don't design the costumes, but I actually paint the fabric and collaborate with other people, collaborate with designers and drapers and artisans who put the costumes together.
How did you develop your artistic style?
I am very influenced by old scientific journals, old maps, drawings of people, ideas of what people thought the universe was like, how everything revolved around the earth, those kind of old drawings and old maps. And I think that, if anything, I have many artists, of course, that I'm influenced by and love their work, but those things are the things that I find very moving somehow, when we are just as humans trying to sort out how our world works.
So it sounds like you do some research involved with your work as well as the creative part. Do you find that's really
I do. I like to read about those kinds of old scientific discoveries, and I like to go to museums when they have shows of those kinds of things, those old science drawings, or there's beautiful Persian drawings, there's Tibetan drawings of what people thought the universe would look like, there's old European things, and I find them very moving.
What's your preferred medium?
I really like to do woodcuts. I find them, I like organizing my ideas, I like the carving, I like the wood, I like the way it smells when you carve it, I like printing it. I think it's really fun.
It sounds like a great process.
Yes, it's cool.
And then what happens when you get stuck creatively? Like, how do you get over that creative block?
I make ink blots. Or I I play. Sometimes I think it's important if you are stuck, if you're a person who always works at an easel, then you should take all your materials and sit on the floor like a little child and draw. Or if you always sit at a table, then you should tape your work to the wall. Or you should just do something to get yourself out of your usual way of thinking or working. You could even, sometimes if I'm really stuck, I'll tape a piece of paper to the floor and tape a pencil to a long stick, a yardstick or something like that, and draw using, stand up and draw on the floor with a stick. And it just makes your mind, it kind of occupies the part of your mind that's stuck with the mechanics of doing it differently so that the ideas can flow.
How do you find time to create your art? Everybody's busy these days, so how do you make the time?
It's hard, but there are little pockets of time in all of our lives. You can, even if you get up a half an hour early before you go to work, there's a little bit of time. If maybe you don't have to check your email 7 times a day, maybe you can just check it once. In the evening when you get home, check it once, and then there's another chunk of time. I try to be organized about my cooking. I cook on the weekends and then heat up stuff during the week so that I'm not shopping and struggling throughout the week. I think you have to be diligent about carving out little pieces of time to do your work.
Sounds like a lot of organization.
I think so, but it works. It flows.
Where do you pull inspiration from? Like, how do you get your ideas?
I guess where I get my most ideas is going to if I'm really stuck or really the well is really dry, I like to go to museums and look at, as I said, old things, old documents, old miniatures. I find that, and then I draw. I take my sketchbook and I draw not beautiful drawings. I don't try to duplicate what I see, but I stand and look at the artwork and I respond to what I'm doing in a kind of a sloppy way. And then there's something, though, about that act that I can go back and look at my sketchbook and I can see my little scrawl and my little notations, and then I can remember what it was about what I saw that was inspiring to me.
And then finally, are you trying anything new in your art?
Yes, I'm trying color. In my costume world, as I said, it's all about color and what looks good from a distance. And in my studio, I work with black and white. And I've just recently started adding, just very sparely, adding color or two. And it feels thrilling. So
That sounds very exciting.
it is.
Well, thank you for your time today.
Oh, thank you.